I want to start off this podcast by letting people know which they might not have known before.
Okay.
That you are a winner in a powerlifting competition.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I am. I think people know about it. That's where everything began.
I see.
So I've always been somebody, because being in the job that I am in the media, it's very important to look thin back in the day. So I used to do the crash diets, I used to do excessive exercising, go to random gyms and just work out, run on the treadmill, everything. And nothing seemed to work. And then about easily 7-8 years back, the concept
when you say nothing seemed to work is
weight would change for 2 days, it will come back to square one. Or it would really bring my mood levels down. Hair fall started. There were too many side effects, and I was not seeing a consistent difference in my body. This is when about 7 years back, I got into this functional fitness, which was a very new concept back then. CrossFit, functional fitness, HIIT,
I see.
all of this was started by this place called The Unit, which is not there anymore. But 7 years back, I just went and I was walking rather in my area, and there was an open space where people were working out using barbells and kettlebells, and I've never seen those things before, so I got very excited. I went for a trial class, and the next day I couldn't walk. I couldn't come down my stairs. I couldn't get out of my bed. I couldn't sit in my Western toilet. It was that bad. My soreness was terrible. But when I spoke to the tutor then, she said, this is just the beginning of it. Soreness is normal. It's just that you've started finally working out and your body is seeing these sensations. And then I became addicted towards it. So I was pushing myself a lot, and I could really see the muscle in my body performing well, making me feel strong, not just physically, but also mentally. It was such a big change. The mood, the elevation. I became responsible for myself. I wanted to get into a discipline. I wanted to eat right, preserve my muscle, do the right things in that direction.
Did you know about all this before?
Not at all.
Not at all.
It was all a journey.
That
took me to powerlifting also. When she started seeing how passionate I became about fitness, and from where I started in about 6 months, when there was a complete transformation in my approach towards life, she said, I think you should do this, because in the space that you are, where people are seeing you as an example doing things, if you as a women are not perceptually, women are not identified with powerlifting and things like that. Leave alone powerlifting, even if you go to a gym, it's gone there. So when I did this, and that time the participants were like 4-5 people along with me, and when I could do a bench, when I could do a deadlift beyond my body weight, I think I did about 85 kgs back then. Squat was about 65 kgs. I was 55 kgs. So all of that gave me the district and state level gold. And that was identified back then. And that became like one shift in my thinking that, okay, probably I've found my purpose. This is my area. I need to settle into this.
In 2015, when you went to powerlifting, but you just didn't know that you were going to powerlifting. You just went for the gym thing.
Yeah. No, I knew I was going into a powerlifting, but it was very overwhelming for me. She just said, let's just go. My coach was a female trainer. She said, let's just go. So I went, and I was the only woman in that room. Everybody else were men. And you know how it is, right? Big bodies, gym bodies, the Amritanjan smell coming out of nowhere in a small hall. And at the minute I went in, everybody just turning and looking at me like, what is she doing here? Or maybe she's come to give the trophies for us or something like that. But doctor, it was so lovely when I actually did my lift. There's a procedure you need to follow in powerlifting. Like you need to wear their shoes, there's a particular costume, you need to wear your belt and everything, go to the stage. Then there is a jury member who will call out these instructions. And when they say start, you need to start. When they say lift, you need to lift. Then you need to hold that position. Anything which goes wrong, you're disqualified. And then only when they say now drop, you can drop into a squat, or you come out of the squat, or you do the deadlift, bench, everything. So you have 3 attempts, and only if you get it right in all the 3 attempts, you're qualified to even participate and stand in the competition in that whole direction. And it gets very scary because there's so many people, so much happening, you're scared, it's weights you're handling. God forbid something goes wrong, there's injury. But what I loved was because people knew who I was, the minute I went on the stage, every man out there wanted me to win. And they were cheering. It was like the first day, first show of watching a superstar film, right? They're like, you can do it, come on, come on. And that adrenaline is what I think pushed me to do the best numbers. The numbers which I wouldn't have probably hit in my deadlift and squat.
In your gym?
In my gym, I exceeded that. I just could do that because of that adrenaline.
Wow.
I loved powerlifting.
Wow.
That was a great experience.
But before powerlifting, did you go to gym regularly to lift weights and everything?
It was not a gym. It was like an open space where in the morning around 5:30, 6, we will all gather up. It was a group training session.
I see.
So it was a session where 45 minutes we had this whole HIIT performance happening. Slowly that shifted to hypertrophy weight training. So every day I would work out one muscle. One day it will be glutes and hamstrings. One day it will be chest and triceps. So this became the pattern. When we heard about something like a powerlifting happening in Chennai, that's when that idea came.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And your inclination to fitness.
Yeah.
Right? So has it been around 2015 or even before that?
Even before that, like I started this whole fitness thing right from the time I was in school.
In school?
Yeah, because I was a overweight person in school. And there were these bad incidents which I can never get out of my head, where I think after my board exam, my mom wanted to give me a treat. So she took me to this clothing store. And in the trial room, the L size was very tight for me. So the lady who helped around, I just asked her saying, can you have the next size? So she mockingly gave a reply to me saying that if you want a bigger size than this, probably you should go to the factory outlet directly and, ask. And they always used to be these body shaming episodes, even when I started out media. Back then, that was like one cold incident for me, that incident in school. So then I would just stop eating. I would starve myself all the time.
How old were you?
About 15.
15.
Yeah. I would I would buy only oversized clothes so that I look smaller in those.
Wow.
I had a big body shaming mental experience. Getting into media at a younger age, I was 16 when I got in, only made it worse, sir. Because that's an industry where people you have the license to comment anything and everything, right?
Correct.
So the cameraman, the director, all of them would come to me and say things like, what's wrong with you? You put on so much weight. Do you drink? Did you go to a party last night? Is that why your face is looking so puffy and bloated? So that just took me further down. And I was just feeling miserable. I did it all, like yoga, Zumba, dance aerobics, everything. I would just excitedly go work out. Then I would just have some salads and fruits all day long, or sometimes not eat for hours together. But it would lead to some gastritis problem, acidity problem, and a whole lot of side effects. But I really didn't have a ventilation to talk about it, nor did I find a solution. For me, it was like, can I just not be smaller in size? Can I not do something to be thin? That was the thing. Gym also I tried, but until this functional fitness happened, I couldn't see any change.
Functional fitness is like the last 8 years.
Yeah, 2013 I would say.
2013. So the reason I'm asking this is, this is what is happening in America right now, where also here, where eating disorders is extremely common in that age group, between 12 to 18.
Correct.
Where similar to starving yourself, or you eat something and then you put your hand inside your mouth to vomit everything out.
Bulimia, right?
Bulimia, correct. And initially, when we used to read that in the books, it looks like, it can really happen because we were never exposed when we were here in India. But when we go there, it was extremely common.
Right.
And I'm glad that you are coming out with all this, that it is absolutely important that body shaming is one thing, and also loving your body is another aspect as well.
Oh yeah, I think it starts there. You firstly need to be very content with where you are, and the journey is always going to be there, doctor. Even today, there might be 100 people who might love to be in my shape and size and want to have Ramya's body. But Ramya is never satisfied with her body. She'll only want to push herself for the next level. So I'm still not happy. I would want to go to the next level. But the shift of thinking is, back in the day when I was that girl, for me it was all about, if I do that, then I'll be happy. If I get into that weighing scale number, I'm going to be happy. Today, it is for me an understanding that this is a journey. So I'm very happy with the way I look. And I just want to push myself for the next best strength I can achieve. Today, if I'm able to do about 60 kgs of squat, my target is, I wish I can do 70 kg squat. It's not anymore about a particular number on the weighing scale, or it's not about me going to have flat abs. I know those things are not sustainable. And I'm very clear about the fact that it's not just one thing. It's not like if I go excessively do some 500 calorie workout in the morning, magically my, the number on the scale will change and everything will be fine by the next day. It's a combination of my sleep. It's a combination of my stress. It's a combination of my eating, most importantly. And yeah, exercise is one little part of it. I feel like women and men, we want everything very short, quick, fast these days. So we just want to like go work out, or we just want to starve and see results.
Correct.
We're not thinking about the other factors which are as important as this.
Absolutely, absolutely.